Hey, so something I was thinking about while I was sitting here waiting for the leather things to dry was how many stages of sanding do you do? How many different ones? And it is honestly different for every different type of rock you use. So I go from grinding with my drill and a diamond grit or diamond, let me see, this is caked up because I was using it last night to polish this little beauty. So you can't see it here, but look, it's gorgeous. Okay. So for a harder stone like this, which this is an agate, it's translucent, you can see that. I'll be posting pictures of this once it's finished on my KS Rock and Jewelry page. But looking over here, you can see you have different types of stones. I got a couple agates, jaspers, Petoskey stone. So the harder the stone, the more steps you're going to need to get a really great polish. So you're going to start with your cut shape, and then you're going to grind out a dome. And you want it to be nice and even, and you don't want any flat spots. Once you've achieved that, then you're going to take it over here and use a larger size sandpaper, which would be, for me, would be probably a 180 on a leather pad, and that will get most of the scratches out, because once you go from that to the 320 paper, you're going to look through it with a magnifying glass between each step, and you are going to see scratches if you don't do enough different steps. So then you have stones like Variscite. Okay, Variscite is a stone only found in Utah, where I am, and it is very soft. See, so it is a very soft stone, much like calcite, okay, or banded onyx. Those all, I just skip right up to the 320. Okay, and then from there, I do the 600. And then from there, if I'm feeling froggy, I go up to 1,000 or 1,200. And then I shoot to 2,000, then 4,000. And by then, it's usually got an amazing polish, and I don't have to go any further. Whereas with the harder stones, like this poppy jasper, I will have to go at least up to 12,000, if not all the way up to using 50,000 grit diamond powder on either a polishing cloth that's been glued to a mandrel, or a polishing pad that already has polish built in. You need to be very careful that you do not intermix these, and that you do not allow other grits to touch, because once it's contaminated, you're going to end up with scratches. Well, this one is a fun one. I collected myself. I'll bring it in here where you can see it in the light. So this is an opalite. Now, when it's polished, it is just going to be absolutely fantastic. But you can see that I got tired of working it on the 320. So there's a couple little spots that I'm going to have to go over a lot. But the deal is, if you use the finer grit paper, the larger grit paper, and work through as many different papers as possible, you'll find that, this one's fun, you'll find that you will not go through as much paper, and it will last longer. And then once you get up to the finer grits, that's where the paper goes really fast. So that's the more expensive paper, and you don't want to go through it as fast. So I really work my stones at the lower levels of 180, 220, 320, 400, 500, 600, depending on what stone it is. So this is labradite. It was a bead that was broken, so I decided I would polish it and make a cab out of it. Let's see if I can find the hole. There's a hole there and a hole there. Has a lot of play, a lot of color. And once I'm done polishing it, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to show you how to put together the mandrels with leather now. It's not very hard. Wish I had a better way of doing this. I don't even know. Okay, this might work. Sorry if I'm making you all sick. Okay, well, it's pretty simple. You just take one of these little sandpaper doohickeys, and you take, I went out and bought a bunch of plastic washers, okay, and I also use the washers that come with the mandrel. So you're going to make it so that the sandpaper is facing outward. So that is why we're putting the screw through the top there. It's really hard to do with one hand. Sorry. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to videotape. Well, that's only if people actually are watching these videos. If you are, go to my Facebook page, KS Rock and Jewelry, and tell me that you are learning something. And leave a comment below and subscribe. I'm going to really work hard to have as many videos as possible. So, take it, put it together, okay? So usually goes a lot faster when when I can use both hands. Okay, then you just, for me, I use pliers, okay? And I hold the back of the mandrel and I screw it together. And then I'm going to put it in the Dremel and I will come back to you then. Okay, so you can see I've put it together, tightened it down. The next thing we're going to do is turn the water on. Let's let the water on. Okay, it's going to come down here, and I just want to make sure that it is as close to my leather pad as possible. If I could get it to stay there, even better. Okay, and then I'm just going to start polishing. So I set my machine to the lowest setting, turn it on, okay, and I told you we're going to work this stone, and make sure it's nice and wet, okay, and then we're just going to start polishing, okay. You want to make sure that the water is hitting sandpaper, because that is what's going to keep the sandpaper from disintegrating completely, okay. So I'm just going to work around the whole stone, take my time. I may go through one or two of these leather pads. Okay. I just want to make sure that every single itty-bitty little scratch is gone. Okay. So I will be back when I am done with this. Hey, so I know that I'm not done, but I wanted to show you a trick on how to see if you're getting close enough to being done. Okay, so one of those is I just get my little apron and I wipe this off, okay? Then I hold it up to the light, okay, like this. Okay. And when you hold it at an angle, you can see where there are holes. Okay, I see 2 holes, cracks, no cracks, that's good. There are a couple holes and a bunch of grinding marks left from the diamond grinder. So I'm going to have to go over this for quite some time just to make sure that it is as perfect as I can make it. And then I will get back with you.